spoilers for Split Second. Corey, I'm gonna let you lead this one off.
The creature looked like Venom.
It looked like Venom.
A cross between Venom and Alien.
Venom and Alien.
And the really creepy thing for us is like we were both like, it looks just like Venom. And 2 days
That's
later,
what Whitney said that too.
And like we didn't type anything in on our phones or anything. But my fiance is watching a YouTube video, and an ad on YouTube is the trailer for Venom, which doesn't make any sense because the movie came out like 3 years ago.
I thought they were doing another one.
They're listening.
Oh, I was like, well, they're clearly listening to our conversation in the house. We've got to get rid of all Alexas. It was just so creepy.
Don't say that you're going to get rid of Alexa in front of Alexa. They're little mini Decepticons.
Yeah, there's no
They're going to
Alexas.
come alive. And
I thought that was the worst part of the movie was that it was they say it's like part rat, which doesn't make any sense because it looks like Venom and Alien. They say
it doesn't
it's
look
got
rat
rat.
at all.
I was really looking, maybe it would be more something furrier, like a werewolf or something that had a little rat face.
Right.
And then also the bite marks on the heart. I was like, yeah, it's not quite human, but it doesn't look anything like the beast they use at the end. Like this.
Yeah, they rewrote that part too. They were like, it's gonna be like a rat, and then like some guy like had the whole design. They were like, no.
Yeah.
They went like next door and stole the design from Alien and just.
It's like this other studio already has something. They're gonna let us use parts from that costume.
We're gonna borrow the Alien.
Well, they also, I read that they kept changing the script, so the guy who designed the creature,
that's got to be infuriating. You're like spending like weeks working.
He had no idea what to do up until like right before he had to film the scene, so he basically had to cobble something together. So
they kept saying rat, and then they decided to go with hell creature.
He just stole it.
They decided to go with hell creature / demon, so they tried to make it more menacing than a rat man.
Rat man sounds pretty menacing.
Well, I love the setup of a serial killer that is super fast and can get in and out without being detected by, I guess,
anyone,
adults or human beings, because in the beginning he's talking to the dog like, you saw it, didn't you? Like
the dog sees it, kid sees it. Yeah.
You saw him, didn't you? I know you did. You can see him. I can see him.
But when they turn it into like an alien creature, like somebody would have seen that.
Oh yeah, it was like 9
throughout
feet
the multiple.
Tall.
It had the Predator.
It made no sense with the beginning of the movie.
It looked like Predator.
When they're tracking it,
cloak on, right?
They're tracking it through like an office building or something, and it's in the ceiling, and you know those office ceiling tiles. They don't hold any weight. But this 9-foot creature's walking, and you just see the ceiling tiles shaking. I was like, the thing would fall through in a second.
They originally wanted Harrison Ford for the.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they?
Everybody wanted.
Then Harrison Ford probably read the script and was like,
or the 7 scripts.
He probably read a page and was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need this.
Yeah, it was
I wish Star Wars and Indiana Jones. I'm not doing this crap.
I don't know what could have made it better, it being a person or it being some type of creature.
I mean, it was set in the future. You could have did some type of hybrid or something.
That something to do with the actual flooding, maybe some kind of weird chemical.
Because I feel like the flooding added nothing to the movie.
And they also
other than everybody's feet being.
Well, they kept throwing keys in the water. Like, here's your keys, and throws it in the water. They were assholes to each other.
Yeah, I can relate to that. That sounds fun. I'd love to do that. I mean, I just locked you out the house.
But then they tried to work obviously the script originally had satanic, it was called Pentagram, so they had satanic undertones and stuff in it. So they tried to make the creature also be Satan.
So I think it did have some kind of biblical.
But they never developed that, or that's just Satan, the alien rat creature. That didn't make any sense.
I think
they would draw pentagrams on people's chests.
Yeah, I don't know. That made no sense with anything else that happened.
I think it was supposed to be that.
Now I'm mad again because I was going in today. It's like the other day when I watched it, I was like, "This is a D. This is definitely a D." And I decided I should probably
Saved
not
by
be
Nemesis.
I should probably be not. I should
No,
probably be a little.
It could. They
It
ruined
was-
it with that, and then the fight scene at the end was kind of stupid.
very friendly. I was just.
They revealed the creature. They killed the creature with the.
And then you just see its teeth.
And then, like, as they blow up, which they're blowing up the train or the subway that the creature is in, and like as the explosion starts, Rutger Hauer jumps out the way, grabs Kim Cattrall, and they just start making out while the explosion's going on.
I was like, "What are you doing?"
Hey man, he's all hopped up on caffeine.
They just make it
I was
out.
like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, he just improv that. He just wanted to make out with her. And she went with it.
Yeah, it just
Like,
you,
yeah, just
you
to
let
make
it explode, then you make out. I guess
You get out. You get to safety
Yeah.
first.
Maybe it was a script change and he lost track of where he was
Yeah,
in the
he's like,
script.
he was like, I thought I was supposed to be making out with her. He's lucky. He didn't
I think-
get me too with
I think
that
he's
one.
seen so many script changes that he's like, all right, I'm not even going to read it. From now on, anytime I touch her, I'm going to kiss her. Whether it's the end of the movie, the middle of the movie.
just because she's hot.
Yeah. I guess it worked. Good job.
He me too'd her.
Yeah.
That'll come back.
Yeah.
No, I wish it wouldn't have. They just really dropped the ball on that third act, and I don't know what I would have wanted for it to be better, but it could have been better.
Don't go into the light. So he's like hanging off the side trying to get the... I didn't get that at all. Like,
No, I didn't get that.
I think they skipped they edited out some stuff that was probably necessary for this.
that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
what I think. I think they just...
But I love
Too
Rutger
much
Hauer
editing.
in this role. I thought he did a good job, and he was your typical 80s, 90s action movie
Yeah.
star. Kim Cattrall played a good, leading lady or love interest.
I like the other guy.
The other cop was good
I don't
too.
remember his name, but he does a ton of voice acting. That guy was in all kinds of like video games and animated shows. He's just in a ton of voice acting stuff.
What was his name?
Alistair?
Alistair Duncan?
Yeah, that was it. Alistair. Yeah, I was going through and I was like, oh, he's just a voice actor. I was like, that's just a dream job. You just go in and talk.
If you fix that
Awesome.
third act, this movie would probably be an action classic from this.
From this era. Yeah, because the problem with this era was this is like peak action movies. So anything that was good got a lot of attention, and therefore it wasn't a hidden gem. Anything that was mediocre or less was just like forgotten about.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of promise, I think, like your movie, and in the same ways should be remade today.
I would. I think our two movies should be remade.
Nemesis is perfect the way it is. It does not need to be.
Yeah, you can't really improve on that.
No, but like I'm trying to. So if you who could you put in the role of Rutger Hauer today?
Sean William Scott.
I'd watch that.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges is available.
Jeff Bridges is available.
No, I just think you could plug somebody into that
is
tough guy
interesting.
role.
Who would you put in that role?
I just love
Does
that.
it have to be somebody a little bit older? You don't want, some 20s, 30s.
Somebody in
You
their
want
early
something
40s, late
40s,
50s.
50s.
I think it could be. I think could be. I like the.
Let's have Tarantino do it.
But if they remade it, would they just
They
go
could have
another
Samuel L.
30
Jackson
years
do
into the
Rutger Hauer.
future?
No, I want it set in the same. I want it set
I
in
want
the
to say
same future.
2008.
Yeah.
Actually,
I want it to be in the past.
in the near past.
Oh, 2008.
In the future past.
Nothing has changed.
Just an alternate timeline.
But I guess there's really nothing. I mean, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about on this one? Again, like I said, if you like movies from this era,
Yeah.
this type of movie, I think it's worth a watch. Again, the third act makes it stops it from being a classic of this time, and it just makes it
It's just a movie.
mediocre.
It's just mediocre action sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Like there's
It could have been great, but they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have a lot of people that are like diehard. This is like what they love, stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like this is just good cinema.
This is what I grew up like. This was my dad was. This is all my dad pretty much watched.
Craig,
So
shout out Craig.
so this is those R-rated movies. He'd be like, "Yeah, you can watch this. This is cool." Because he didn't want to turn it off. He wanted to keep watching it, so he'd be like, "Yeah, you can watch this."
Yeah,
This is fine.
my dad
It's
did
fine."
the same thing. I remember going to like Van Damme movies in the theater and stuff like that.
Right.
Movies I probably shouldn't have been watching at like 8.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, well, I might have seen this in theater. I don't know.
92? Were you 30 when that came out?
Yeah, about 30, 27.
You had hair when this came out.
I did have hair when this came out. Not long after though.
Yeah, I think I enjoy these movies, these action movies for what they are. This one could have been a lot better, and I'm sad that it wasn't because I like Rutger Hauer and everything else it has going for
Rutger
it.
Hauer is such a good name.
It just sounds
Yeah,
badass.
doesn't it? Like it sound like you
Like Rutger is a good name.
Like you can't name your kid like Rutger and then have them be soft.
No, just
Like
like
that's a tough name.
And if you want a tougher name, Harley Stone.
Harley Stone is even better.
Like they were looking at
They
Rutger
actually-
Hauer,
the
and they were
other
this close to
detective-
just making him Rutger Hauer in the movie. And
his
they're like,
partner
Harley
actually
Stone.
has a line about that. Yeah, I'm linked up with a guy named Harley Stone or something like. He makes a comment about it about his name.
Right after I run.
You what?
Run 5 miles every morning.
What's the matter? You don't get laid?
Yeah. Every night.
Thanks as always for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.